Good afternoon, everyone. Sharice Jervis-Hill here, CEO and founder of Events to Remember and PR to Remember with our Coffee with Cher podcast series. And I have to say, I am like super excited to share these two folks with you today. So I'm just really excited. Great news, great people. And I love, love, love their daughter, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
And there's
Um,
some surprise news for you too coming that you don't even know about.
Oh, okay. I like it. I like it. Okay. So I have these are the two co-owners, Sammy and Dan from Right Click Solutions in Mount Kisco, New York. Guys, welcome to Coffee with Cher.
Thank you.
Happy to be
Happy to be here.
here. Happy to be here. Really.
Happy to be with both of you and just happy to just kind of like have you take us down your 20 year. They are celebrating their 20th year in business this year. So super excited to like get this knowledge that they're going to share for our other entrepreneurs. So let's kick off with the cheers. Look at my mug.
Oh, it's the hug in a mug. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to you. All right, so I have coffee in my hug and a mug that someone really sweet came and brought me yesterday, Miss Sammy over there. So thank you for my mug. I love it. All right, let's get into it, guys. So tell us about your company and then tell us how you got started and however if you want to kind of facilitate that or however you want to do it, but just give us the details.
Yeah. So after 20 years, we got the flow. We got you, right? We each do our part to make a successful marriage and business together. So that's how we roll over here. So it all started right here at
Ah,
Oneonta, where I did actually graduate from with a business degree. And that's why I figured it was very apropos to be drinking from this today. So that's where it started.
that's
Um,
adorable. Can I just say that is like adorable? Okay, go ahead. I'll try not to interrupt.
and then from there, really after graduating, I've only been in the IT field. I've started in corporate America, American International Group, AIG. Then I went to ABC Television. Great experience traveling around the world, supporting IT. Was at the Super Bowl. Went to
Wow.
Helsinki. Went to some great places. Good Morning America, and then got
Wow.
into this. Then sort of scaled back, and I wanted to go into the smaller scale. Coming from a family of entrepreneurs, my mom, my dad. I guess it was destiny, Charisse, for me to be there one day, and then we got there, which Sammy will tell you about, but we started going back to the consulting world early in 2000s. And that's
Mhm.
when really it kicked off in our venture into Right Click. And Sammy, how did we get there?
We got there because, well, I'll give you a little bit of background about me. I graduated Indiana University. Woohoo, number one in football. Go Hoosiers. And my background is apparel merchandising and business. I started in the fashion industry and worked in technical design, and then made my way into sales and merchandising with a family business, another entrepreneur. So that theme kind of runs very close to both of us. In that process, I worked with large vendors like Walmart, so running their replenishment program with a children's wear manufacturing company that I was working for at the time. Then an opportunity came up for me that was very appealing because I've always been into technology, but it was interactive advertising and marketing. So my analytics side from technical design, the sales side of things, seeing that, and just having a general interest in marketing uh, was how I got into interactive advertising and marketing. And that's how we kind of started Right Click Solutions. I know this is a long-winded way to describe it, but
Why don't you tell everybody why we call it right-click solutions, right? How did that develop? Because that's the number one question we get, Charisse, is
Yeah.
how do you actually come up with the name, right?
And I love your name. It's a really cool name. Yeah, please tell us.
oh, thank you. We were trying to think of a name, and we were going through different iterations, like words and things that would represent us. And when you think of a mouse, a computer mouse, if you right click, it's usually for a special function. So we said, well, that would make sense if we called it right click solutions, because when you right click for a special function, you have right click solutions on your side serving a special function for your technology. So
Love it. I love that. And one of the things that I also love is the fact that you both come from that corporate background, right? I like you, came from a corporate background. I used to work for MetLife. I used to work for Philip Morris. I used to work for JP Morgan before the JP Morgan Chase. And I feel like that corporate background really just it sets you up with having those tools, people often say like I run my small business, like people think it's much bigger than it is, and I feel like a lot of that is from that kind of core background that you get working in corporate America. And you both, knowing you both, that I know you on a personal level, and you both run your company the same way. It's like very structured, very so that's something that I appreciate as well, just kind of really those corporate background, just bringing those tools into the small business sector, which I think is really smart.
Yeah, it absolutely for us helped lay that foundation, right?
Hmm.
In the corporate background, you learn tools, you learn the people skills, you learn so many different things
Yeah.
that can be applied, obviously, to a small business level that I learned from being in that world for many, many years. So 100% agree.
Yeah. So, and I love the story of right click solution. So that kind of leads into my next question. So, what sets you guys apart? I mean, the IT space, very crowded, now there's a lot of mergers happening and all, like, what sets right click solutions apart from others in this space?
I think, if I may,
Please.
I think, one of the things that we've said from the very beginning is we always want a live voice on the phone when
Mm,
somebody calls with a problem. And 99.9% of the times when you call Right Click Solutions, you will get a live person during our business hours. And it's always being monitored, even if somebody isn't answering the phone, but from 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time is our official working hours. And
mm,
so we have a designated person on the line to answer calls and field those requests that come in. And we realize that, like you said, the tech industry, usually when somebody calls, it's usually an automated line,
yeah,
and you're routed like in all these circles, and it's very confusing and frustrating, and you're already frustrated with your technology.
yeah,
So that's something that was very important for us to say, we don't want that experience for our clients.
Yeah, and I also want to add on too, you could buy the same tech stack from right click, from John's IT company, from this other company. The technology is the same, but
hmm,
it's the people that really sets us apart. So even when we hire Sharice at our company, we hire, of course, to make sure you have a good foundation again with the tech skills, but we really hire for those people skills because the IT world does have a stereotype of not being people.
yeah,
But that's, I think, what truly sets us apart because we're really good techs. We have
hmm.
a foundation, but we're people too. So that's what really makes us a little different.
Yeah, no, that's great because that is very true. It's like, that's kind of one of those things too. When you think of like a tech, you feel like, oh, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna be on hold. It's gonna be, someone, in another country that's fielding this call. And so I think that's really great. you
Yeah,
know?
Sammy always reminds us, even everybody at the company, there's a reason why we have a tagline, simplifying technology, because we truly make the technology, which may seem overwhelming to everybody, especially when they're frustrated. We break it down and we really keep it simple for everybody.
Yeah. It's so for the listeners, Right Click Solutions, they hosted a cybersecurity conference that we had the pleasure of working with them on. And it was so great. I mean, really geared towards a lot of their nonprofit partners, but it was just so great for them to just break down things that are way over our heads, right? But just bring it to a level that everybody could understand and make it relatable. So that kind of ties into kind of what you just said, really just making sure that it's simplified. And I think that's so important when it comes to technology, because technology is scary for most people,
Mhm.
It's scary. And we want people to understand, right? They're buying a service from us. We want them to understand what they're buying so they can sometimes be a little self-sufficient. We're going to help them with their tech skill, we call it their tech stack, and a layered approach for the small businesses and the nonprofits that we're supporting in the area. But we're also going to help them sort of learn the technology so they can, when an email comes in, do I click this? Do I not click this? Right? Because
Mhm.
the best security is the education, and that's what we really promote.
Yeah, smart.
I'd like to add, because you asked what sets us apart. And I think another thing that sets us apart is the fact that we try to educate. We have run Bagels and Bites in
Mm.
years past, and the cybersecurity conference. And we, for our 15-year anniversary, we launched Right Click Academy, which was a 4-part webinar series, which is on our website, of education about cybersecurity, Internet of Things, just trying to break it down
Mm-hmm.
to make it simple enough for people, but to bring awareness to what people really need to be looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, that is critical in technology, especially with AI coming and,
Yeah.
or here, it's here.
Yeah.
But just being educated is like a really big plus for our clients.
And I love that you're empowering your clients. It's like you're doing this service, but you're also empowering them to just kind of be in charge of certain things and have that comfort level that, they feel comfortable navigating this crazy space.
Yeah, because
So,
we truly think it's a partnership, right? We don't
mhm.
want it just to be your service provider. We want it to be a partnership. The more you understand what you're sort of getting from us, the better relationship it's going to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right. So, Sammy, you just touched on this a second ago, and I don't know what you're going to say, but I bet this is what you're going to say. So I'm going to ask, like, what's new for you guys in this space? Like anything new happening at Right Click Solutions in addition to your 20th year? Anything new, anything exciting happening?
So for this year, we've established that we want to be in a growth trajectory. And so that is kind of our frame of reference right now, is how are we going to do that? So we've hired 2 new employees on the tech side, and we're looking to hire a third on the admin side to help support the growth. We realize that, bringing more means we need more infrastructure. So that is the plan for this year. So far, we are implementing it. And I think,
And really being the forefront of AI, right? 10
Mhm.
years ago or 20 years ago, Charisse, what is this thing called the cloud? Now it's what is this thing called AI? So
That's
we're
true.
really helping our customers understand what AI is and how to use it and apply it towards their business, just as we've just been describing, right? We want our customers it's a partnership. Let us help you learn about AI and how to apply it, right? The CPA is going to want to use it differently. They're going to be more security conscious. Maybe they're not nonprofit, but everybody should be using, or really, they shouldn't be afraid of AI. They should
yeah.
start to understand it and how to use it in their business.
I mean, I think that AI personally is a great kind of like a co-partner, right? I think it's great to kind of just brainstorm. I think it's great to plop a draft into. I think it's great. So, if you had to give like two or three little nuggets just for AI, Dan, like what would you give to our listeners?
Yeah, so number one, I think you hit it on the head. Use it like your personal assistant, right? There's only so many hours in a day, unless you start the day at 4 a.m. like I do. And you can really maybe stretch it out a little bit. But really, you should really leverage it and go at it small. So what I actually tell people is start to maybe apply it in your personal life, right? Come up with a grocery list, or maybe you want to try a new healthy eating way. Go into ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever your choice is for the AI tools, and ask them, I want to start to eat low fat foods and remove sugars. It'll tell you in 1 minute how to create a meals for the week in AI. Once you're comfortable in your personal life and using AI, then you can start to apply it towards your business. Because if you're not comfortable with it, it's going to be hard to apply it in your everyday business.
That's great.
And you do have to fact check. You do have to fact check. So as helpful as it is, I think just really, utilizing the tool is great, but you really do have to be cautious and fact check what is coming up. So
yeah, that's a great point. Thank you for sharing that, Sammy, that you can't just, and it shouldn't be where it's a copy and paste function, right? Especially for work. And, like I've heard people say they use them for press releases, and I'm like, I just can't even imagine that. Like, you really have to fact check. You really need to, get the facts. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's a really great point. Okay, so guys, we're coming into my last question, which is my favorite question. I want to know, like, what advice would you share for another entrepreneur, share to an entrepreneur? And it could be someone who is hitting a rough patch. It could be someone who's thinking about starting a business. Maybe someone has started a business, and whatever the scenario is. But I want you guys to bring those nuggets with your 20 years of experience. Like, let us know, what advice would you share?
I would say get involved in community networking organizations, and don't be afraid, because the more you put yourself out there, it's you really selling yourself, like selling yourself and selling what you believe in. And I'm going to turn it over to you, because you kind of alluded to Charisse about the surprise. So I'm going to have him share with you.
Yeah, so I agree. Number one, surround yourself with good people. It doesn't obviously have to be in the same industry, so no matter what industry you're in. Maybe you're in the event space like you, Charisse, for 20 plus years. Maybe it's a plumber who's been in the business, but every business if you surround yourself with like-minded people, they will absolutely help you, and they'll want to help you. Like, we always want to help people, right? It makes us so proud when people succeed. So I think that's the number one suggestion I would have is find good people that you connect with, and they will, or right click with, and then they'll help you connect. So because Sammy mentioned get involved with the community, because we've been involved with a lot of organizations, because we really enjoy it. And that's why I was talking to the chamber today, who I've been involved with for almost 20 years. I said, Tim, what do you really, why did you get involved? So after, I get involved because I really enjoy the people part of the business. That's my favorite part. So the chamber, about maybe 62 years or so, they've been honoring a small business in the community. They've been honoring a not-for-profit in the community. And they've been honoring a citizen in the community. They call this event the Chamber Honors now. It's sort of been rebranded. And we're really proud to let everybody know that this year in 2026, the Mount Kisco Chamber of Honors has chosen to honor both Sammy and me for the Chamber Honors Award this year for the Citizens of the Year. So that's our little surprise for everybody out there. We're so thrilled, and we're humbled is the best word to put it.
That's amazing. And look, you guys heard it here first. I love
Yes.
kind of a sneak peek for the show. You guys know how excited that makes me. That's so great. And you know what? You guys are so well deserving. Like honestly, like Dan, I know you just from service, right? From that's how we met from the chamber. Like you and Sammy, of course, always looking for an opportunity to really just do something and get her hands dirty and help. So you guys are so well deserving. A great way to kick off your 20th year. And thank you for sharing the nuggets that you've shared with our listeners. And here's to 20 more years. So cheers to you guys. Oh, there's my
Cheers to you
mug.
too.
All right. And then tell everybody where they can find you.
Sammy?
Our website is www.rcsllc.net.
Okay.
You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
I have some pretty cool Instagram videos out there too.
Yes, he does. Very cool reels.
All right.
And thank you, Charisse. I just want to thank you for being a part of our lives and a part of the 20-year journey that we've been on, and for also being involved in our family with our daughter's bat mitzvah. So, and with our cybersecurity event.
That's what I said. We surrounded ourselves with good
Good
people like
people,
Charisse,
yes.
and here we are.
I know all these years later, the feeling is mutual. And Mara started a business too, I heard.
She did. She started a company called Back to Life that brings back to life, repurposes old art and fashion.
Look at my girl. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Another
Right?
entrepreneur.
Yes.
You'll be interviewing her.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right, guys, we'll get back to work.
We can't thank you
And
enough.
Thank you.
Have a great
guys.
day.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.